Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to tonight's live video. We are here. We are back. We're going to talk about cruising.
Yes.
All kinds of things. Cruising. Got some folks already in the house here tonight.
Billy's here. Says good afternoon, Chris and Tiffany. Bajarn, hey everyone, and Attila the Fun. Hi y'all.
Howdy, howdy. Welcome, everybody. We'll let everybody get a chance to hop in, say hi. That's going to join us here at the beginning. It's been a busy week. You know that, right?
Yeah, there's been a hurricane.
There has been a hurricane. Hurricane Debbie came through, terrorized Florida, shot across, terrorizing up the East Coast,
The Carolinas.
terrorizing the Carolinas. Yeah, I saw there actually was talking about a hurricane on Topsail Beach. Not hurricane, a tornado.
That's really close to the grandbabies
I
and the
know.
kids.
Ray, it's Debbie's up in your area causing a ruckus. After she already went through and ruckusized Florida. That's a word, right?
Ruckusized?
Ruckusized?
Now.
Ruckusized. Word of the day. Definitely affected some cruises. We had some delays from Carnival. We had some delays from Margaritaville at Sea due to Tampa being closed. You know what's really funny? And I was reading some of the stuff that was coming, I guess, off of the Elation was the ship. Well, one of the ships that was delayed. And then I'm about to totally have a brain cramp here. But on one of the ships, they had to stay out for an extra day because Tampa was closed.
And somebody complained.
Somebody complained. They were actually apparently went to guest services and actually complained that they wanted a refund, and they were demanding compensation because they got an extra free day at sea. Who complains because you get extra free cruise?
That person?
I mean, what kind of person are you that says, you know what, I'm going to stay on this cruise ship an extra day. It's not going to cost me anything. I'm going to go down to guest services and start demanding compensation and a refund for getting more.
It's called entitlement.
I guess it's something.
Nellie's here. Good day, Chris, Tiffany, and all. Sheikah's here. Hello. I hear greetings. Greetings to all. And Rick, howdy, folks, and Texas Cruiser. Nellie, that Elation. Imagine if you could make it for the early departure. I am sure the Elation was half empty.
Yeah, that's a different one. You don't normally see the cruise line move embarkation day a whole day forward. So luckily for anybody that didn't make the ship, of course, they got a full refund. They weren't penalized or anything like that by Carnival Cruise Lines. But yeah, if you were able to make that ship that went out a whole day early, so you get a free day of cruise on top of that. And Nellie's right. That ship was probably not sailing anywhere near 100% capacity. And what kind of reminds me of the good old post-COVID days.
Yeah.
When ships were sailing at 50%. I miss those days. I don't miss the COVID protocols or any of that junk that went along with it.
I just miss the less crowd.
But yeah, I mean, some of those ships when we were on there that were at 50%. We were on the Disney ship, one of Tiffany's Disney cruises, and it was like at 30% capacity. Yeah, those are good days. So I'm sure those that made the Elation, if that ship's less crowded like it is, I'm sure they are having an absolute blast. Excuse me, that's like a true win-win.
Yep.
Extra day and less people.
Yep.
I guess one benefit to a hurricane, not that hurricanes are beneficial, but there's already a second storm possibly brewing out there that they say this time may come into the Gulf of Mexico. And if it becomes a named storm, I believe it's Ernesto will be the next one that is named.
30% capacity. How spooky was the ship?
It was not spooky at all. It was spectacular.
It's the only time we've actually won trivia.
We did win trivia that time.
I got to go on that
Game show. That's true. Got picked for just about everything. Didn't wait for anything.
No. Have to
and
spend a lot of time with the crew.
spent a lot of time with crew. It was really, really good, to be honest with you.
Ray says an extra day on board and still want to complain. Go figure.
Some people, it's amazing the number of people that just are not happy when it comes to cruising.
Texas Cruiser says my cruise on the Breeze was extended from 7 days to 13 days. That makes me so mad. How dare Carnival to make me have fun?
Oh, 7 days to 13 days.
Let's do the Hurricane Harvey.
Right, but Carnival doesn't charge you for that, so that's another entire cruise for free. That's like back to back.
Yeah, that's 5 extra days.
Yeah, I would be so mad too. I would be so upset.
Nellie said, Rick, you had a back to back.
Yeah. But there's probably was somebody that was mad and somebody that complained.
I know my work would be complaining, but
well, yeah, I'm sure jobs aren't happy, and I get people have to get home. They could have kids, they could have pets, they got things they need to get back to. I completely understand all that. But it is one of the chances that you take when you cruise, especially if you cruise during hurricane season.
Yes.
It's a trade-off. Sometimes you can get lower prices during a hurricane season, which is a plus, which is why I like September cruises. But there's a chance the storm's going to chase you around.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we gone out of Galveston and it's just been a little bit bumpy because that's when we choose to go.
Still remember my sister going, "You're nuts," because we were there the day before the hurricane hit.
Yeah, but captains know what they're doing.
Yeah.
If it's unsafe, if it's not something they should be doing, if they feel it's a danger, they're not going to do it.
No.
They're going to take care of the people first. So that's why I'm never concerned about it. It's hop on, let's go. It's probably your way, isn't it?
Yeah. If they extend, do they give more points? I am sure the answer is no.
Yeah, if you're talking about for like your loyalty levels, no. My understanding is they do not.
Because you didn't pay for it.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you didn't pay for it. That's kind of the bottom line.
Chica says, I was on the Pride last year and the ship was half empty. It was nice.
Oh yeah, I miss those half empty days. Compared to today, with some of these ships sailing at 132% capacity, majority of them sailing at least over 100, between 103 and 108 industry wide. Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed our cruising has changed because the capacity's gone up. We used to stay out and go do more trivias and go do more stuff. We tend to go back to the room a lot more.
Well, it's because you're getting older and you get tired easy.
You like cruise naps.
There's possibility there's some truth in that. Cruise napping is a good thing. I would say that an experienced cruiser, and it's just my opinion, as it affects me, the more we cruise, the more I'm able to relax.
Yeah.
I'm less concerned with doing every little thing on board the ship, and I'm more concerned with enjoying my vacation and relaxing and I guess getting into the true spirit of what cruising means for me, which is relaxing. So when I drink this, when you talk.
Makes sense.
So why don't you tell everybody how excited you are about all the things you learned about Disney Destiny?
We talked about that last week.
The Destiny?
Yes.
I thought I did. No, I did the video after the live.
We did it. We talked about it last week. We talked about Cruella de Vil and the piano bar and the Lion King restaurant and how they're going to have.
I just did the video on Friday.
I know, but we talked about it last week.
Oh.
Black Panther is the statue in the atrium.
Right, which I didn't tell you till Friday.
No, we talked about it last week.
Apparently Tiffany does her own version of the live, or my memory is completely gone.
I'm leaving out on the Pride in September 1st through the 8th. I'm so excited. That's from Happy.
I would be excited too.
Yes.
I would be excited to. I'm ready to get back out on a cruise. I am starting to get cabin fever. I was telling Tiffany, I'm about to believe I'm Moana and start breaking out about songs about how the ocean is calling me.
Nellie says we did talk about the Destiny.
Very well could be me. Apparently it was.
Attila says relaxing is best on cruises. I don't need to do all the water slides and escape room stuff.
I've done the water slides a couple times.
I just can't get it on video.
Yeah, I don't know. One and dones. I did them. They're done. Now, I do like the surf simulators on Royal Caribbean. I do find that interesting and exciting. And I don't know what everybody thinks about when you fall off and it shoots you to the back of the flow rider. That's actually fun.
That's exactly why I won't do it.
I kind of enjoyed that part. It's still a good time. I still think, Tiffany, you should try it.
Mm-hmm.
We can vote.
You can vote. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
That doesn't mean you're going to do it. We have never done an escape room anywhere.
No.
I personally think that's about 5 minutes before, the end of your work shift. That's the escape room right there.
For me, yeah. How
quickly can you get out the door without anybody stopping you, getting your vehicle and speed off? That's an escape room.
Yeah.
That's the adult version of an escape room.
Will this phone call be that important if I just let it keep ringing?
If I just pretend like I didn't hear it.
Ray says cabin fever on land ain't good.
No, it is not.
Texas Cruiser said, I heard that when Allure goes in for her amp, she's getting the
pesky parrot
and a mason jar.
She sure is. As a matter of fact, that was in my video that I did release this morning, talking about the $100 million that they were going to be putting into Allure of the Seas. And she is getting the mason jar. She's getting the pesky parrot. She's getting a lime and coconut. She is getting an escape room. The Apollo 18 moon landing, I believe it's going to be called, but it's all about mission control. They're adding the laser tag. They're adding the Abyss slides, changing out a few of her restaurants, and some other things like that. Then she's going to be sailing over in Europe, doing European sailings, but she is coming back to Galveston in 2026.
Yes. Desiree's here. She said, good evening, guys. How's everything? Nellie says, I read that on RC Blog, Texas. I may want to sail on her when she comes back in 26. And Desiree wants to see the puppies.
The puppies are currently in puppy timeout.
We'll show them before the end of the show.
Yeah, before the end, we'll let them out. But we have discovered that the puppies are much happier in puppy timeout during live videos.
Yes.
They're so happy, they're so calm versus when they're in the room.
Really looking forward to Allure coming back to Galveston in 26.
I am too, and it's generally a practice of mine to never repeat a cruise ship if at all possible. But I almost feel like the Allure is going to be a completely different feel of ship and a lot of stuff on her that wasn't on her before. And I think after $100 million upgrade, I want to do the Allure again too. I think she's going to be different enough and at least give you an opportunity to see her. And I really liked the Allure of the Seas. I thought she was great the way she was.
Mm-hmm.
So
Aliens here says, just saying hello, Chris and Tiffany. I may or may not be around for the whole rest of the stream. Kind of have a whole lot of whatnot going on right now. That is quite all right. Aren't you getting ready for your trip to Italy? Is that Alien?
No, that's Andre.
Okay.
No, that's Andre.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Andre should be on his way, if not already.
All right. Well, hope everything's okay then. And it's not a problem. Nellie says, hi, Alien. Hope all is well. A mini group cruise on Allure.
Yeah, we can set something up and everybody can meet on the Allure. I like that ship. I really, really love that ship. That was my very first forte into a mega ship. And I was very, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. And it turned out I love that ship. I really, really love that ship. And it was running at 100% capacity. And it still feels way less crowded to me than other ships of smaller sizes that are running at 100% capacity. I think there's more room to spread out.
Yeah.
Now you lose that that crew one-on-one time on a ship that size. They're busy.
Yeah.
They got a lot going on, but
Tara's here. She says, hello, everyone. Alien says, hey, Nellie, dealing with some junk, laugh out loud, but we're all right, thanks.
we all got to deal with that junk right now. Of course, my junk isn't all that bad. I'm having to rebuild our riding lawnmower, which has just been a pain in the butt. But
it's better than push mowing.
That's true. Anything beats push mowing. Tiffany does not like my actual answer, which is, just let it grow. It's more privacy from the neighbors. But she's not buying that, so I have to rebuild the riding mower.
Yeah, the doggies don't like it either.
They've only disappeared into the yard twice.
Miku can't like it, or doesn't like it when he can't find the ball.
You don't like it when you can't find the dog. It's like Jaws. You just see a tail moving through the grass. But yeah, Allure, she's coming back. She's going to be here in 2026. So I am super excited for her. It's going to be a good year. Allure is going to be here. MSC is going to be in here in 2026. Going to have some shuffling of some cruise ships and things like that. We are still waiting for the end of 2026 itineraries to start coming out right now. Most of them are not out past April. The only one I've seen really going past April right now is Disney's gone a little past April and Norwegian has gone a little past April, but the big ones have not released their end of 2026, which could be interesting to see what ships Carnival may or may not rotate around in theirs, in particular what we may get in Galveston.
Yeah.
So
Andre says, yes, we leave in the morning, Chris, but this storm is canceling flights.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a coworker that was her flight. She was trying to fly back from California, and I couldn't understand why a flight from California, but it's affecting all of those flights. They canceled her flight 4 different times.
Well, it may be because the air crews can't get where they're supposed to be, and connecting flights don't make it, so planes don't make it, and it kind of throws the whole system out of whack. Well, hopefully your flight is able to get out. Hopefully they're able to get you booked, because that's going to be a long flight enough as it is. Mm-hmm. We don't want to.
Did you get your luggage? I know he was asking questions about luggage.
I'm hoping some real cool pictures from Italy.
Yeah.
That's what I hope he gets there, of course, first, most importantly.
Yes. That's going to be amazing with the little one. And lots of memories.
Just beware European protesters. Those are mostly in Greece.
That's where he's going.
I'm sorry, not Greece. Barcelona, Spain.
Barcelona,
Spain. Though there are some issues and stuff going on in Greece and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of anti-tourism stuff going through Europe right now. So it's something just to kind of keep an eye on. They're not happy, but they haven't been happy for a while.
Ray says flying in any weather is a mess.
Yes, it is.
We don't fly if we don't have to.
Exactly. Which is why I've always contended that when we do go to sail in Europe, I want to do a transatlantic cruise around Europe and do a transatlantic back.
Yeah. Andre says, but we book with the cruise line.
For your airfare, that's good.
Yeah.
It at least has that guarantee in there. Mm-hmm. And as long as you don't let them do whatever they want to do with your airfare booking, you usually can have some pretty good luck with it. But I've seen them do some less than stellar bookings before in the past, where they'll try to book people like same day and stuff like that. And definitely traveling to Europe, that's a huge no.
Yeah. Kelly is asking what line he's on. I'm missing the conversation. I am cooking dinner. I don't know which is worse, cooking dinner or being in Costco.
Yeah.
She was in Costco last show.
That's right. We keep doing the show when she's got stuff going on.
Sorry.
Let's see. The Norwegian Encore is going in for some updates. She's going to be getting some changes, some dining venue refurbishments, some adults only area refurbishments, and they are adding 24 new cabins to that cruise ship. And I know we haven't been on that particular class, but you remember on the Primo where we had the observation lounge with the bar and everything like that? They're actually on the other ships. They have something like that, the observation lounge. They're actually taking sections of that away to put in 24 new balcony cabins. And according to Norwegian, it's, to meet guest satisfaction. Guests want this stuff. So I'd like to personally meet the guest who has ever said, man, I wish there were more people on this cruise ship.
Yeah, Attila the Fun says, me too, Sheikah, distracted cooking and cleaning up pans.
I try to avoid all of it.
Yeah, he does.
And Tiffany's very mad at me the majority of the time for this. You want to know what I get yelled at in the house the most for? Right there. You haven't washed the dishes in 12 weeks. I think that might be my record, somewhere roughly around there.
Did you see where they stated those new rooms is extra $150,000 in revenue per room annually?
Mm-hmm. I sure did. Yeah.
So it's
about revenue.
Take more away from the passenger to make more money.
Yes. Which I get. Cruise lines are a business. They are in the business of making money. But
every time we went to the observation lounge, it was completely packed.
There were tons of people in it, right? It's a great spot. Huge windows, looking forward to the ship. It's out of the elements. It's air conditioned. You can get snacks. You can get coffee. You can get beverages.
But they're taking more space away from the passengers. Pretty soon, it's just going to be
all cabins
and a racetrack.
All cabins and a racetrack.
There might be a pool.
No, that's got to go away too. Just all cabins and a racetrack?
Yeah.
But the guest asked for it. Guest satisfaction says, we want nothing but all cabins and a racetrack. Norwegian said, we got you.
Attila the Fun said, that's why I want a cruise. No cooking or cleaning, just eating. Yes. Yes. Sheikah said at Attila the Fun, I just sat down and opened a beer.
Well, I would be the first to suggest that, hey, maybe everybody can move on board a cruise ship. That way you could have it full time. However.
Oh, I saw this.
However. Well, recently we had the one company that tried to do residency at sea. 3-year cruise. You're going to buy your cabin, live on the ship for 3 years. You're going to sail around the world. People sold their homes, their items. They basically went so they could live in a cruise cabin, only for the company to not actually have a cruise ship. Ever. Yeah, they sold cabins on a ship that they never had. They were trying to get one, but they never could. And then finally they said, oh, we're done. Can't make it happen. And then last week they filed for bankruptcy. They still owe creditors money. They still owe people money. Now there's a new one going on. It was supposed to have started months ago. The ship keeps having to go into dry dock and get fixed over and over and over again. I can't stay away from that stuff right now. None of those companies are having good luck.
Attila said, well, there's making a bit of money, and there's Scrooge McDuck money diving into a pool full of gold coins. Norwegian. Ugh. And Sheikah's liking our pink shirts.
She copied me.
I was dressed first.
She told me to wear this one. I said, okay. And then when I wasn't looking, she goes and puts on a pink one. Let's be clear that you orchestrated this.
Because I was hoping Ray would see it.
Oh, that we worked for Ray?
Yeah. Ray says, paper plates and plastic spoons, no wash.
Oh, I'm the king of paper plates. Tiffany gets mad, but I'll go in there and buy that super stack and bring them home, and I won't wash a plate for months.
Or a bowl. Or a pan.
I even get the dogs to eat off the paper plates. The dogs are on board with me too. Now I completely lost my train of thought. I know we're talking. Oh, Scrooge McDuck money.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if I had to pick the Scrooge McDuck cruise line out there, yeah, I'm gonna go with Norwegian. That after sailing on, and don't get me wrong, we had a great time on the cruise. The ship was beautiful. The crew was top notch and excellent. Was great, but Norwegian just really comes across as how can we get another dollar out of somebody? And if we have to take away space on the ship to make a dollar, we are good with that. And I get it. Again, it's a business, but
I know James was just really disappointed that he couldn't get into that
the adults only area.
Adults only area, and I was shocked that you had to pay to get in there.
No, that's a Norwegian. Well, now let's keep in mind.
Princess had it too.
Princess did have a pay only adults for the retreat and stuff like that. They're not the only ones that have such a thing, but I will say the difference between the two is Princess did not take off half of the deck of the entire top deck for their adults only area. It's only was at the front of the ships that we've been on. So
let's see. Paper. Let's see. Attila says I ran out of paper plates, so yeah, I got real dishes for a while.
And Ray says we are styling and profiling. You're supposed to say woo.
Woo.
No, that one. Woo! Come on. She doesn't get it. If you know, you know.
Ellie says
Tiffany doesn't know.
Attila, paper and plastic is fine China. My wife hates it. She says I am not a bachelor man anymore. I just don't like it because it's got so expensive.
Like cruising?
Yes. What?
I don't know. I'm just staring at you for a while. Waiting for you to take the conversation. Run with it. Go.
We're going to talk about paper plates. The adults only was so expensive on the Prima. Yeah, it was.
See? Sure got it. Told you if you know, you know.
I forgot what James said the price was for, but
it was not cheap.
They were already sold out, and you still had to pay for it.
And it was never full.
Yeah, but you still had to pay for it because you had to pay for it the whole week, I think. You couldn't do it day at a time, and you still had to pay for it even when we were on port days.
Well, it's no different than a drink package or an internet package or anything like that. You purchase it for the length of the cruise. You know you're going to be at port, but it's still, you budget for that kind of thing. I guess what was crazy is the amount of money people paid to get in there. They said it was full, and I never saw it with more than one or two people in it ever.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people paid for it for no reason.
Attila said, true, mine too. We just used up our hurricane supply of paper and plastic. Laugh out loud. Oh, well, time to get more for the next one.
Everybody's putting their quotes in there. You know who Ric Flair is, right?
Probably not.
I'll divorce her this weekend. I'm sorry. My bad. I had no idea it was like this. Go now. You're grounded.
Wrestling.
Yes. Perfect. He was in the movie The Iron Claw.
Iron Claw.
It wasn't actual Ric Flair, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. I read to inform you I'm currently disappointed in Tiffany. I had no idea she was like this for all these years, and I am saddened by the current news that we have discovered.
John says, sorry, couldn't help. The 4 Horsemen days came back to me. Ray said, when we first got married, Judy believed when I said loading the dishwasher meant getting her drunk. That sounds like something you would say.
I would say nothing like that ever in public where I can be heard by others or live on a video. I have to put the disclaimer in there. It's like a trigger warning.
Shika, my husband loves paper plates.
It's a guy thing. Let's be honest. It really is a guy thing. Because if we can throw it in the trash, we don't have to wash it. And it's true.
Yeah.
And if you can microwave it, you don't have to wash it. Because they come in microwave safe bowls or packages. Then you just throw it in the trash. Then you use a plastic fork. If all else fails, you have a hand.
She told Ray that's not nice.
Don't worry, Ray. I can tell you all kinds of jokes that would get us canceled. So we're not gonna do that because I will have every person chasing me on social media if I said those kind of jokes.
Ray says you were my brother. Oh, I get told about the dishwasher jokes and the wash her jokes for the washing machine and the.
Again, I have no knowledge of the issues of which she speaks. It is a possibility that she could be on medication, and I'm not aware. I'm just saying.
We are way off topic again.
That's because you're out here trying to get us canceled. We're gonna have millennials chasing us down the road or something here. Now you completely made me forget what I was even talking about.
Still waiting for fall cruise dates.
Me too. Me too. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I checked today and they still have not gone past April. Like I said, with the exception of Norwegian and some Disney. And neither one of those two are going to work for the group cruise.
Chica's asking if California Linda is here. I haven't seen her
I have
in
not
the
seen her
comments.
yet. Yeah, not yet.
I haven't seen James either.
Well, James could be rehabbing, sleeping, working.
He said he wasn't going back to work till October. But he could be working.
Maybe he's out buying paper plates. I'm just saying. All right. I got to get way back on subject because I am getting off of cruising here altogether.
And now back to the cruising channel.
Thank you. Someone got to put me back in my.
Chica says, I checked Carnival last night and they're only open till June 26th.
Okay. Yeah, they keep promising the fall. I'm going to guess it's going to be roughly September. But I have to admit, John Heel gets asked that question probably 10 times a day. Winter fall schedules coming out, winter fall schedules coming out, when are fall schedules coming out? Followed, of course, by the other normal 10 questions he gets every day.
What do I get for free?
What can I get for free? Of course. When will Carnival make a non-alcoholic drink package? That he gets that one pretty much on the regular. And when will the new loyalty program be coming out? So
Attila said the worst thing is my dishwasher broke and we've been hand washing, but a replacement is coming tomorrow. Finally, yay. Of course it broke after the warranty expired, just like his truck.
So his dishwasher broke and another one's coming tomorrow.
Bjorn said it's better to buy one than be one.
I was gonna ask if that was if that was code for mail order bride, but
Ellie said that's how what we always are, moving to other subjects. I love the Oxy's fam.
Someone, the problem is that I'm sure there's people that hop on and go, what are these guys talking about? They said they're talking about cruising. They were talking about dishwashers and paper plates. In all fairness, they have dishwashers on cruise ships, okay?
Has anybody tried to take a portable dishwasher on a cruise ship?
You know what? I'm not even going to answer that question. I'll leave that to the comments.
Bjorn said just hanging out at the bar.
That's kind of what it is. That's exactly kind of what it is. I read a funny comment today. I told you about this one. So I like to go through, and even outside of anything that comes from the cruise lines, you can find all kinds of sites out there, whether it's Better Business Bureau sites or different sites like that where people put cruise comments in, and they put all kinds of cruise comments on there from all the different cruise lines. Now, a huge portion of them are for people that simply don't read their cruise contracts, because a lot of them are like, well, I canceled my cruise the week before the cruise for such and such reason, and the cruise line refuses to give me a refund, and they have no humanity. A whole bunch of them are that. But then there's some really funny ones that come through there every once in a while, including the one I read today, where their chief complaint, they said the cruise was great. It was awesome, but they went to eat on board the cruise ship. And just to kind of give you guys a hint, it was a Carnival cruise ship. They went to eat. They asked for a napkin, and they were given an old rag to use as a napkin. It looked worn. It was frayed around the edges. And they thought it was just disgusting that the cruise line would give them such a thing as a napkin instead of a regular napkin. And then they looked around where they were eating, and they noticed that all the other passengers are using these rags as napkins.
Can y'all guess where they were eating?
And they were just astonished that it was nasty, it was gross, and how could a cruise line possibly do that? And so, like Tiffany said, based on it is Carnival. Where were they eating at on board the cruise ship? Tiffany got it in one guess.
Attila says, well, I'm the dishwasher, so yeah, I'm pretty broke too, but in a different way. Bajarn, this group in a real bar is going to be a blast. Sheikah, that is okay, Chris. We are here to talk about anything, right?
Yeah, I'll let y'all go any direction y'all want.
Attila, fall schedules are probably real dependent on what the Alaskan season looks like, maybe, and that might be why there's a delay. Alaska holding it up. And Bajarn said, Guy's Burgers.
Bingo. That is the correct answer. Of course, they give you those red shop rags. Essentially, that's what they remind me of.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to look like that. They're designed to look like that. But somebody thought it was gross and disgusting that they were given a rag as a napkin.
Yeah.
And confused by the fact that everybody else was using them around them.
And was okay with it.
It's because that's normal. It's supposed to be like that in that particular.
And Ray says we're having too much fun. What is the drink of the evening?
For me, it is Big Red.
C4.
And Tiffany's having explosives.
Yes.
Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, so that is just an example of some of the crazy things that people do write in. There's also always a huge amount of them that complain air conditioners don't work on board cruise ships. That's another one of my favorite ones. And I know everybody has a different temperature that they like on their air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
But cruise ship air conditioners are not your house.
Mm-mm.
And if you get that air conditioner down to 75, 74 on a cruise ship, it's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, because you're basically floating around in a big metal tube.
Right. And I've had some that have gotten a little bit cooler. But yeah, if your cruise ship AC is rocking right 74, 75, that's not broken. But these people, well, at home, I keep mine down to 65. That's awesome. But you're not going to get your balcony cabin in the Caribbean in the middle of the summer down to 65.
No.
But you'd be surprised. Well, nobody would probably be surprised, but I guess I'm surprised at the number of people who don't get that and write comments and saying that the air conditioner is broke on board cruise ships.
Bajarn says I have a bunch of those same shop rags at home.
Yeah, I mean, to me, those are normal shop rags. They've always been shop rags, but apparently maybe that individual knew them as just shop rags that people keep in shops and never thought they could be repurposed as something else.
Ray says you're spot on with the AC.
Right. I mean, and that's just cruise ship life. Like I said, I've been on some that'll freeze your butt out the dang room.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had to turn some of ours up occasion here or there. But honestly, if you get it down to about 74, you're golden.
Sean says if I spent more than a few hours a day in my room, I might care what the AC is doing. Ellie says, but to be fair, sometimes the AC does suck.
It does.
It does.
But at the same time, I kind of look at it like this. So, especially if you have a balcony room, which is where you have naturally the most amount of escape.
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're in your cabin during the daytime, or you go in there in the daytime and you open up the curtains, open up the windows so you can obviously look outside. You're going in and out on the balcony, things like that. The AC struggles.
Yeah.
It does. It struggles a lot more in a balcony cabin than it does, say, in an inside cabin.
Chica says, what cruise line these people go on?
It's all of them. It's strange. I swear some of these people, they just go from page to page to page to page and complain. Because like I said, a lot of the comments are pretty similar as you go across the board. Most of it's, a huge portion of it is always the cruise line is heartless. The cruise line is just about making money. They don't care about people. And of course, customer service sucks. So
Attila says AC is always a big complaint. Inside cabins are easy to cool off, though. If folks kept their balcony doors closed, I bet it would cool off faster. Ocean breezes don't cool a room off at all.
No, not when that sun is glaring, because the ocean turns into a mirror, and just like snow can do it too, and it reflects it right back up to the side of the ship. And at the end of the day, the ship is a big hunk of metal floating around in the sun. And I know they put special paint on it to help redirect UV rays and all that kind of stuff. But let's be honest, you leave a piece of metal out in the sun all day long, you go and touch it, it's hot. Now it's a whole ship of hot.
Nellie says, I pack fans. I think inside cabins are going to be my next choice of cabin. We have our fan that we take to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we have a fan and things like that. It is what it is. It's all about expectation, though. If you go into it knowing what you're going to get, you're happier with it, I think. I think the biggest problem is a lot of people, especially first-time cruisers, they think it's going to be like a hotel. Mm-hmm. I've got this room. I'm going to go in it. I'm going to crank up the air conditioning like you do at a hotel, and it's going to go down into the 60s. And ships are not the same. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where a lot of that comes in from, is they're just not really familiar with cruising. Because you guys know, you've cruised more than one time. You're like, yep, it's warm in here. Hopefully this cools down later, and then off you go.
Yeah. Attila says, yeah, the sun will heat it up. I've had that on the top deck balcony cabin that are fully exposed to the sun. It got warm, but it was the springtime and not too bad.
Yep. And if you know, you know. And if you're prepared for it, just like everything else on the cruise line, you will have a great vacation. We all know that. You're going to go eat in the buffet on board the cruise ship. You're not going to get 5-star dining in the buffet on board cruise ship. But if you go into it not expecting 5-star dining, you're going to eat in the buffet. I've always found things I really like, I've enjoyed, and I've been surprised by some of the dishes that are in there. Mm-hmm. And so I eat, and I'm happy, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I know my expectations are realistic.
Chica says, we were on the Frenzy in June in an inside cabin, and it was very small.
I have heard that the cabins on the old Costa ships were a lot smaller. Now I doubt anybody on the planet may agree with me on this particular case. But if I was sailing on a Carnival cruise ship and I was getting an inside cabin, upper lower. Upper lower is the way to go. Tiffany did not like the idea of having to sleep in the top bunk. But if you've ever been in one of the upper lower cabins on a Carnival cruise ship that are basically bunk beds instead of 2 beds, those rooms have so much more floor space in them because it basically only has 1 bed in it or half a bed in it.
Yeah.
They feel ginormous for an inside cabin.
Bajarn says sometimes there's better food in the buffet.
No, you're right. As long as you don't go into it thinking it's 5-star, but it's the same way for the main dining room, and things like that. Some of these people go in there thinking that it's going to be white glove, instantaneous service by the crew in there, And when they don't get it and dinner takes an hour, hour and a half, which to me is normal for a sit down dinner, they complain. They get upset. They're unhappy.
Nellie says, I am scared. I have Mariner of the Seas balcony in September. So, in other words, hot.
Oh, but you're on Mariner of the Seas. I keep looking at that ship. Really want to go on that ship.
Just take a fan.
Take a fan.
Sheikah says, I don't complain when I cruise. I just go with the flow. Complaining is not going to make it any better.
No, and I've also learned, and at least I feel too, that if you go without thinking it's going to be, fireworks coming out the backside of the ship, that's when you find the fun things, the little extras, the things here and there that you didn't know what to expect. I went on Allure of the Seas, and I don't know what it was, really, but for me, Allure had one of the best buffets I'd ever been in on a cruise ship. And they had a lot of the things you see on the other ones, especially on the other Royal Caribbean, but they had just things I'd never seen on a Royal Caribbean buffet before. I mean, even to the point where they were making the breads like different colors, little bitty things like that get me really excited. I know it's weird, but
It's those little
finds,
touches.
Little things matter.
Yeah. Sheikah says the Miracle has very roomy inside cabins. So does the Radiance. Nellie says, Sheikah, I'm going to LA for Quantum. I also want to try Radiance.
I'm still hoping we can get our Miracle cruise or a cruise on the Miracle rebooked. I really, really want to go on that Spirit class ship. They're stacking up on me. Well, we got the Miracle, and then we're going to have the Legend.
I'm telling you, you got to win the lottery.
And then we still have Harmony. There's so many ships.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm going to need you to get a second job.
No.
Look, I need you working more while I'm gone cruising, okay?
I'm fixing to go get the puppies for Desiree.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. All right, so Tiffany's going to run, and then so we can let the channel mascots make their guest appearance here for the week. Yep, Quantum's coming. Not Quantum. Yeah, it's Quantum. Quantum's going to be over at LA, and then you got the other one that's going to be coming from China, and I cannot think of it off the top of my head at all as to which ship that's going to be. LA is going to get, and Long Beach is going to be getting some extra love from Royal Caribbean for the following year. Yep, and here we go. Guest appearances from the furry ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, where are you going here?
All right, Desiree.
We have the appearance of puppies and the possibility of noise. Oh, no. Yeah, Ovation. There we go. Ovation of the season. I think they're all going to try to get in your lap.
Okay.
And he's just going to continue to wiggle. But yeah, Ovation is also going to go out to Long Beach. Long Beach is another one that eventually I want to get to. They have a lot of interesting things over there pre-cruise.
Nellie says hi, babies.
And see, this is why they're in timeout. Instantly put them down. They instantly start fighting and arguing on the floor. And this isn't normal. As soon as this live is over,
they go back to normal.
They stop. They go in there and take naps. It's only when I hit the live, I'm starting to think the computer or the microphone or the camera emits some kind of dog rallying up sound that we can't hear.
What line is best for South American cruises? Bjorn is asking. Attila says wiggle butt puppies.
What line is best for South America? Well, there's a couple down there. Royal Caribbean's going to be doing some South America cruises coming up. MSC's got a cruise ship down there too that I can think of off just the top of my head. That do it. If I had to pick though, right now from the ones I just know, I would probably say Royal Caribbean. And that's because since we haven't sailed on MSC yet, I can't 100%, from my opinion, say do MSC.
Sheikah
The
says,
reviews
I
are
want to
mixed.
try the Quantum. When are you going?
So many ships, so little time.
What to do?
Make Tiffany get 2 jobs.
Desiree's liking the puppies. And then Nellie said, also, you know, the wife is making us go to Disneyland when we go to the Quantum. You may say Quantum is secondary to Disneyland. Yes.
Well, y'all got to get her ideas.
Sheikah says Holland America or Princess and NCL.
Well, there you go.
Desiree's telling you hi.
There you go. I'm a huge fan of Princess. I suppose that in the end it would probably be, if we're choosing Royal Caribbean, Holland America, Princess, and even NCL, really going to depend on the itinerary and where they're going and where they're sailing from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all have pluses, they all have minuses, they all offer something that's good. And honestly, I could sail on any cruise line and be happy at the end of the day, truth be told.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can go and watch the ocean go by, honestly, I'm good. I mean, if it really came down to it, I sat in some of those chairs down on the promenade deck just watching the ocean, and I could sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Royal Caribbean ones.
that's because they got those terrible chairs.
Yeah, those are the sleepy chairs.
Y'all know the chairs I'm talking about. They're not the loungers, but those ones where it's like, I don't know, it's shaped like this. Comes down like that and then goes back up, and you like almost have to fall into it.
It's almost like an Adirondack chair, but not wooden. And yeah.
I don't even know that word. But the sleepy chairs on Royal Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And they sit low.
Yes, those chairs are absolutely my nemesis. And they're hard to get out of.
Yes, they are.
They're extremely hard to get out of, but good God, those are the absolute best cruise chairs for me. I get in one of those chairs, feel that breeze come by. I've fallen asleep in those chairs more than once. Tiffany would be like, you're snoring.
You're scaring the kids.
Yeah.
Sheikah says doing a California coastal cruise from LA to Vancouver on Princess next year. That sounds fun.
That would be awesome. Because you're going to do the follow-up to Alaska with that. That would be even cooler because that's a reposition.
Mom's boss was telling me today that she's doing on Norwegian in September, the East Coast up to New York, so that they can see the color changing.
Oh, they're doing one of the Canadian cruises, the fall cruises.
It's through New York and stuff like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it goes up and you see the leaves and everything like that through Canada. Yeah, those are very popular.
Well, he says that baby loves the rubs. Kensel here's an old soul dog. He just loves to get petted, sit in your lap and get petted. Miko, on the other hand, likes to get the zoomies and chase balls.
And eat.
He's
a foodie though. I've never seen a dog that's picky about his food. He can take a mouthful of food and spit out the parts he doesn't like and eat the other parts he does like. And he will leave food if it doesn't meet his taste satisfaction. I'm telling you, he used to be a food critic in his previous life. I'm convinced.
She says they're staying in Vancouver.
Oh, okay. Trying to see where we're at. Oh, belly rubs, and they're talking about. So they're staying in Vancouver.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. 700 for 2. And I'll take an interior room all day, every day. Especially at that price. And the only one I've seen recently, at least in our area down here, in Galveston area, I've seen reasonably priced like recently has been tongue-tied. Has been Mariner of the Seas. Mariner of the Seas got some really good prices on it right now. But she's an older ship. And so, she's not the Icons or the...
She doesn't have all the bells and whistles.
Oddly enough, she has more bells and whistles on her than you would think. And that we've seen on other Royal Caribbean ships of her class. She has an escape room on her.
Oh, okay.
She has a laser tag thing on her, on top of all the other things that we've seen on that particular class of ship before.
Nelly
Surprisingly enough, she's got a lot.
Nelly says, I need to win Mega Millions so I can stay cruising.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Our problem is we actually have to play. We're never going to win if we don't play.
Well, that's because every time we play, we don't win and we get disappointed and we don't play.
Yeah.
Until you start thinking about going cruising again, and then it's like, okay, I better play. And then it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
It's like a vicious cycle. Ugh.
Alien says, should I get a new guitar or book a cruise? That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it is exactly like that.
Should we pay the mortgage or do we book a cruise?
I'm not just kidding. That's how bad the dogs would be. They don't have a place to live. So, but that's about all of the cruise news for this week. Like
And
I
the
said,
paper plate news.
and paper plate news. But yeah, we had mostly the big news over the entire weekend was Hurricane Debbie creating havoc and all of that kind of good stuff. But Tampa's back open, things like that. She has moved up into the Carolinas. So if you are up in that area, definitely keep an eye out, watch out for her, make sure she doesn't create any havoc in your area. She did a lot of flooding and stuff down in Florida. We'll be keeping an eye on the next storm to see what it's going to do, because remember, we're getting closer to September. Hurricane season is fixing to pick up speed. They said this was supposed to be one of the worst years, that they've had in a while, and we're only on D.
Yeah.
So if their prediction comes true,
We,
all hell about to break loose out into the ocean.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep an eye out on all of those kinds of storms and things like that.
So Ray says, we are older, no bells and whistles. Sheikah, alien frequency, don't be ridiculous, book a cruise. Bajorn says, I have 2 guitars, don't go down that rabbit hole. Texas Cruiser, you know what you need to do, alien.
All right, apparently we are all a bad influence on each other.
Nelly says, have a great week all.
We all sign on as crew.
Yes.
That's what we do.
We'll be the welcoming committee.
Yep, we'll all be the welcoming committee at the port. It's like, oh, you don't want to get on the ship. It's bad. And then when we scare all the passengers off, then we board the ship as the crew and then just goof off for a week.
Alien says, I have 6 guitars, I think, but I need at least 2 more.
Cruises. She had a big earthquake last night. Holy crap.
That's not good. Hope everything's okay.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't shake anything loose or damage or break anything. I've only ever been in one earthquake in my entire life, and it wasn't a super strong one, but it was a heck of a thing when suddenly everything moves.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the?
I remember being in one and telling my dad, and he's like, oh, that was nothing. Of course, he was taking a nap on a waterbed, so he didn't really notice it. Thought I was in the living room breakdancing or something because stuff was falling off the walls.
Well, this one wasn't even, the one I was in wasn't even roughly that serious. And at first I thought maybe I was just crazy. I actually had to watch the news to confirm I felt what I felt, because I didn't know what one felt like.
Yeah, it wasn't until my dad saw it on the news and he finally believed me.
Yeah, so.
Alien 6, get on the ship. I saw it on the news last night, 5.2, right? I guess we need to watch the news.
Yes. Our news has all been about it's hot as hell, our lakes are low, and Hurricane Debbie.
Yeah.
So, but all right, we're going to get ready to shut this down here for today. It's been another fun week of talking about, well, pretty much everything but cruising. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. As long as everybody's here, everybody's having fun, everybody has a good time and enjoys just shooting the bull.
I have 7 guitars. I've only been on 6 cruises. Sheikah says we were lucky, but it has been so unusually hot. I think that is why.
It got back up hot this week.
Yeah, Chris saw the weather this morning and went, "Oh no."
When they showed it for the week and a half, and it's all just 100 or above.
Yeah. I'm glad y'all are safe, Sheikah.
Yeah, glad everybody's safe. Hopefully, everybody that was in Hurricane Debbie's path or is fixing to be in Debbie's path is good. They are safe. We'll be praying
Ray,
for everybody
stay
out
safe.
there. Yeah, Ray, stay safe. Our daughter Rebecca, definitely stay safe
Yes.
because she's close to it too.
Sheikah said it was a 5.7 with a 4.5 aftershock right after. Yeah, that.
Well, that would spook me because I'm absolutely not familiar with them. That one time, and it's just kind of like something we don't experience all that often. Definitely throws you
No.
for.
But we have them here. We just don't. They haven't ever affected us. So, but
That's why you stay on a cruise ship. Water's already wiggly.
This is true. This is true.
You just got to outrun tsunamis and stuff like that.
Bajarn says, "Great show. See you next week."
We will be here. Yep, we will be back next week. No, we're good.
Okay.
I thought we were going to have a scheduling conflict for next week. It's on Tuesday that I have the issue, not on Wednesday. So yes, we will be back here 1 week from today, putting out some more fun, some more information, more cruise news, more cruise comments, all of that kind of good stuff. We'll have cruise videos still coming out this week. Whatever a cruiser wants on Saturday, we'll be back as usual. And then whatever else happens throughout the week.
Yep.
So want to thank everybody for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Like I said, the show wouldn't be what it is, and it wouldn't be fun without you guys out there. So thank you. I'm going to cough right here at the end.
Thank you all very much.
And like always,
We'll see you out on the high seas.
good night, everyone.